And welcome back, everybody. My name is Code Indigo, as I mentioned, possibly underneath all of the interesting music. But I am your host here for the next couple games here, and we are starting off with total madness with Cthulhu Saves Christmas. But I want to let you all know that this is, of course, Speedrun Ragnarok 2022, and we are supporting Take This. Go ahead and dingle the dongle. Press the buttons that are on the thing. I think the chat command is on a different page, actually. It is !donate to find out more information regarding that. So, we have Alphena of the variable pronunciation here, and some other folks who are, I believe, Ash versus the World. She's also on commentary. So, you didn't come here to hear me blather. You came here to watch them play. So, let's play.
Hi, my name's Alphena. I play this game, and this particular category is one that right now I'm the only runner. It's my baby, and I really feel like more people should run this because it really gets to show off everything that makes this game so special and not just, a well-oiled machine of going through it really easily. So this game might go off the rails a few times, so we'll get into some of that happening as we get there. I am joined by Ash, and you'll probably hear her talk more than me after we get going into this, because I'll have to focus to not die constantly.
Yeah, I let you just have all the fun you get to have right now. Before everything goes off the rails and goes horribly wrong.
So the timer's going to start here when I select Insane, and then we'll give you a heads up right before the timer ends when we get into the last battle, and then just before we know the time, last hit will happen. So don't worry. There's plenty of lead up onto that one. But we'll get this run going in 3, 2, 1, let's go. So don't try to read the text. Don't. It's gonna go by too fast. It's not worth it. What happened?
There was a story there.
Why did that heal?
Honestly, when can't go off rails, we'll go off rails. Alright, so we're after a great start of healing instead of so the story is going by a mile a minute. Do you want to explain macros and how that all is set up, or would you like to do that later?
I can do that right now because this is kind of the most mindless area of this.
And this is your baby on it.
So the active speedrunning community of Cthulhu Saves Christmas got together one day because the two of us, you heard me correctly. The two of us were both really grumpy about the way that you mash to get through everything in this game. Because in order to do so effectively and quickly, you were literally spamming A on your controller, spacebar, and Z on your keyboard, all three at the exact same time. If that sounds like pain, well, it is. So we got together as the active community and said, we don't want to do this anymore. And we then added a macro that's got a specific timing set that's based on what that timing looked like. And now we don't, everybody uses the macro and we don't spam all those buttons anymore, and our wrists thank us.
Which is nice, because otherwise you were doing that for the better part of, 30 minutes to an hour.
Oh, okay.
Oh, we are off to a good start. Great. Well, all right.
Yeah, there was a crit in there. They're very extremely rare.
It is indeed. Okay. Well, we can show off the other fun feature if you ever decide to run this game. If something goes wrong, you can just retry the battle for better or for worse. It is nice in that if you are set up and equipped and ready to go for the battle, it's fantastic. If not,
bad RNG on the second
you
round,
are stuck with the items. That was, Okay, so to describe what's going on in the story, Cthulhu does wake up. It's nearing Christmas, and he wakes up without his powers. There goes Crystal. You hate to see it.
I'm not as worried.
No, you haven't. But you wake up on Christmas morning, and your powers have been taken away from you by the Christmas League of Evil. And so you're off on a journey to go try and save Santa and get your powers back so that you can go destroy the world.
This is what happens. It was bad RNG. We didn't have lightning that second attempt.
Yeah. So as far as explaining that, the thing to know with this game is if you decide to run it, and you really should, it is fun. It has a lot of RNG factor to it in that your first 3 abilities, you do get to actually set before a battle. Your 4th ability is a defense ability, which other than your main attack for some characters, it will reset your abilities so that you can use them again. Then the bottom row is all completely random. So every time you rest or start a battle, it is completely swapped over between, I don't know, 15 or so different abilities by the time you unlock them all.
For the bottom 3 or...
Bottom 3 and then the defense. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Something about what you
Yes.
said was wrong, and it took me a minute to process
Same. No, and I was thinking the same thing too. It's like, that's not right. You have a regular attack, roughly 3 abilities. So you set the top row abilities, 3 randoms, and then the defense. Thank you.
And some of the best abilities in the game are completely locked behind that, like, they cannot be set. They are only RNG accessible.
There we go.
So that doesn't help.
All
either.
right. We've defeated Jack Frost. We've teamed up with Crystal, who is the granddaughter of Saint Nick, on our quest to find Santa. Now, welcome to the town portions. So, in this game, basically, you have you'll go out into the world, do some fights, and then you have town portions, which, based on what you choose in town and decide to elect to do with your day, based on what you decide to do, will determine what items you get in the game and what other options might open up in the future. So some things we'll be taking just because we want to open up a later option. Some items are going to take because it's going to really help us in the short term or long term. And so some of that's been mapped out to try to do it best.
I have sat down and analyzed every single item in this game, whether you get them from town interactions or whether you get them out of chests and where you get them and when they can appear. I've sat down and done all that, and that's the only reason that this category exists in the form that it does. This is my baby. I've put a lot of work into it.
Absolutely, because we are doing these fights at pretty much the lowest possible, well, I say pretty much at the lowest possible level we can do them. Because normally you see the counter in the bottom right, that is the time until you would have a random battle. You see an exclamation mark pop up the screen. Normally you can just hit a button and try to cancel the battle if you don't want to do it. Or you can actually actively go in the menu and decide to continue doing battles if you would like. It's kind of nice in that regard. So you can level up, gain new abilities along the way as you explore the map. And you can also avoid the battles if you just don't want to do them. With our macro that we've got, it auto skips force, which is fantastic.
Because this is another thing that we were spamming through. So it's not just all of those scenes that you see a lot of text boxes. We were also spamming through, that's what I'm missing. Okay. We were spamming through every battle or every map scene because that's why your hands just hurt hell of.
Ooh, nice in the poison. I guess to try to get caught up though with the story real quick though, we did team up with Baba Yaga. She shows up, says there's something going wrong at the toy factory, and so we've gone and raced over here to try to help out and see what's happening and see if Santa's here. Unfortunately, he's not, but the 7 dwarves and the Yule Cat is here. Although the game engine only allows 5 enemies on the screen, so you get 5. This is actually a thing that is in the game itself. The narrator is basically another character within the story, and they make a whole commentary of like, well, this is what we've got, and adding more fights, that would just be pointless. So here you go, you get 4.
It's fine. This is less fine.
The stun hurts. The stun definitely hurts.
Yep.
So things can go awry very quickly.
Golly, it's gonna be one of those days, apparently.
You're kind of getting the worst RNG I think we've ever had.
This is some of the worst RNG I have ever seen in running this game. It's great. It's fantastic. This is why the estimate is so much farther out than the my PB or record, the world record. Whatever you want to look at that.
And based on how it's going, I think that is the best time then to ask. So, what inspired you to run this in the first place?
I played through the game and thought that this was one of the funnest times I had in an RPG in a while. And was like, I don't want to put this game down. Like, I don't want this to be the end of this game. And the only element I knew to do was to start speedrunning it. I see what I did wrong. Yep. Okay, this one's on me. So, I just love the game and the humor in this game so much that I was like, yep, I don't want to stop playing it.
So we can definitely highly recommend for anyone that is interested in it, even if it's just a casual playthrough. The game is worth it. It is fantastic. And it can get rough, obviously, in insane mode. As far as other things that we haven't described in the combat, we can go through some of that. So obviously you have their health at the top left, which is forcing with bad RNG is rough at the moment. But as far as the green dots you see is, if you haven't played one of the Zabo games,
that one was on me more than anything else.
Yeah. But you haven't played a lot of these games have the same kind of mechanics in them, where after so many turns you go into hyper mode, which yeah, Cthulhu just went into hyper there. Crystal's coming up on a Baba Yaga's got a little bit away. But eventually you'll go into hyper mode, and in hyper mode, either abilities hit harder. Some of them have extra effects, versus if they would hit one character, they hit an entire row or the whole screen. Some have little extra bonuses. So you're kind of juggling as well. Like their region went for the entire party instead of just one character. So you're kind of juggling not only the RNG of what abilities you get, when you can use them, when should you rest or not. You're also juggling, when is my turns kind of be into hyper mode? Will that be something I need? If I need regen on the whole group, defense on the whole group, which we'll get in here in a bit with our fourth character when we get them. I know, spoilers. So there's little things like that you're having to balance, as well as Unite, which is something you'll see there as a third option for us. We have our actions, our items, which can be used typically once per battle. And then the Unite abilities, which is they get stronger over time for every turn that the game goes on and within the match.
And some of them have other effects as to making them stronger too, like any of the ones with Baba Yaga, chicken power makes it stronger.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I haven't even gotten to discuss chicken power yet.
I think I can get away with... No, that's not going to quite work. Sorry, I'm trying to fix the...
Oh, understandably.
And then I messed that up again. Neat. Okay.
Because then on the hyper as well, if you decide to use a Unite move on a hyper turn, it acts as if more turns have passed by, up to a max of 10 turns. Yep. So there's all that balancing to do within the game. And we've gotten our fourth character, Belsnickel, who was a friend of St. Nick's. Who at this point, if memory serves, an army of mice has invaded the land of sweets. They've killed the Nutcracker, and we have to go slay the Mouse King. That's what it is.
I have to do this without basically any of the items.
What you think? And so yeah, as far as it was mentioned on Chicken Power, Baba Yaga is a unique character. Belsnickel will behave the same way as the other characters. But Baba Yaga is a little bit different. She's got chicken power. So if you decide to defend with Baba Yaga, or some of her abilities or items will sometimes cause changes in gaining chicken power per turn, etc. like that. You'll chicken up. You'll gain more chicken power over time, and a lot of Baba Yaga's abilities and Unite moves, the damage it does is based on chicken power as well. So sometimes you'll see us like trying to get some extra chicken power in there to either, because Baba Yaga can apply really, really strong poisons.
On a single target.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely on a single target. And then Cthulhu is really good with his plague ability, putting poison on the entire squad. Favorite carbonated drink, 100% chicken up.
Right.
Except no substitutes.
Oh.
That almost would walk into
Hold
the
on.
mouse.
I can breathe. Oh.
So there's our boss right around the corner. That's great. So Belsnickel is going to be a nice little addition to the party. Not only can he do a little bit of healing, he does have a lot of extra defense to our group. which is really, really helpful when you're in the insane run. If you're doing the easier run, he's a lot less useful. It's one of those, he's solid, he's okay. He's kind of a jack of all trades, not really a master of any. So in the easy, I felt like he always just kind of did some work.
Oops.
So here we've got our trio that we have to face, which this fight can get a little scary because our Mouse King can constantly poison over time. So we have to watch out for that. The enemy on the right, unfortunately, every turn tries to just power up the other ones. So we have to try to eliminate him before it ends up powering up the group too much. And slowly trying to whittle them down. Oh, 1 HP. 1 HP in a dream.
I'm not going to lie. I think I've had this fever dream one particularly bad Christmas Eve.
I can imagine. Too many sweets?
No, I had a bad fever.
I mean, this would make a delightfully wonderful little ballet instead. I mean, I've seen the Nutcracker. It was okay. This, I mean, I'm here for this.
You ballets cannot be improved by giant robots and abominations from beyond the stars.
Oh, absolutely.
Darn it.
It's a sequel to The King in Yellow.
Okay, this is fine. It's fine.
Speaking of mental health, take this, our sponsor, or actually the benefactor of our charity here, seeks to offer perspective and hope to anyone who feels overwhelmed with their mental health issues, so they do not suffer in silence. They can shout "Yeah, yeah, Cthulu, ho, ho, ho" all they want, and
I'm sorry. That was a beautiful
and we definitely need to help them. So make sure that you hit the exclamation point donate, exclamation merch for merch from both Take This and the RPG Valkyries, and I will stop being obnoxious now.
You were fine.
Oh,
you
you're
just caught
perfect.
me off guard and it was beautiful, and I loved everything about that.
Oh, then I'll continue being obnoxious.
Please
I'm
do.
here for it.
No, I would say feel free at any given time. The one thing with this game is you have a lot of these attack sequences, and as the fights like get later in the game, they kind of get a little bit longer and a little bit more drawn out. Where it's just a kind of a back and forth, just kind of draining the boss of some health while hoping to keep alive.
The only thing I would say is try not to distract me in the town sequences. I've already made enough mistakes.
Oh yeah, no, I'm gonna be quiet unless I know this is just mostly grinding, like right now.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah.
That one was RNG.
Took
I
its
did
time.
everything I could have done. The RNG is just rough today.
Actually, while we have a moment, I want to mention a couple things going on with our incentives. We did meet the virtual hide-glide random seed for the next match, so I'm looking forward to that.
Wait, and a random... I am so here for this.
Yeah, I know.
Goodness.
But coming up right now, we actually opened up just a little while ago the Sky Gunner incentive. At a total of $300 of donations, we will voice the cutscenes. And given that that's one of my favorite games for the PS2, I really would love to see that happen. So make sure you get your donations in for that. We are also still doing donations for Phantasy Star 4's team. It's either going to be Team C or the all-girls Team S. And, oh yeah, no, we're having a lot of fun. Looks like both the incentives were met for Virtual Hide-glide. And
Yes!
for the
That is
Final
pretty
Fantasy Mystic Quest run, we're doing a naming incentive that has just opened up, and Alph, of course, is one of those options that I would love to see somebody suffer through that. So make sure you get those donations in.
Little known fact about me. Okay, maybe not so little known by, like, everybody that has to interact with me on a regular basis. I have an extreme love for virtual hide-glide speedruns. So I am like so incredibly excited that that's the next run and that it's going to be a random seed.
I just like watching bad games as well. Virtual Highlight is one of those ones that's like, how did this happen? And thank you for making it happen.
That's what I was trying to say. It's like, I don't, how do you describe a game that you love, but you hate? And you love that you hate it, and you hate that you love it. It just is existence. You don't know how to feel about it, because that's Virtual Highlight. That is 100%.
Yeah, for me, I usually just say it's the Super Mario Brothers 3 randomizer, so...
Oh, true. Ain't that the truth?
Goodness gracious. So one of the things that we're dealing with in this game that you guys are seeing happen, and this is why I love this category so much more, and I'm saying that as it's, beating me up here. But one of the beautiful things about this game and the way that the battle system is designed is the fact that the longer the fight goes on, the more damage that you deal. However, that also means the more damage that the boss deals.
Oh, so it's like the 13th age escalation die kind of thing.
Yeah. So what we're actually running into, because we're so level, we can't take the hits because we're letting the fights go on too long. However, so it's a little bit of one of those kind of it is what it is situations, and that's kind of what makes, and when you do the any percent run on the easiest difficulty, you really don't run into that being a problem. It's not something that you have to overcome because you pretty much got those fights so scripted down that we know what to do. I mean, there's the RNG factor still, but it's not like this. And so basically it's oh no. I have to do this move that does 5 less damage than that move that would do, really the any percent, it's so just, there's no risk to it. It's fine.
Right.
This one, because everything is a lot harder, there's a lot more risk to your fight, and it kind of creates this situation where everything is kind of scary, and that's, I think, one of the beautiful things about the category. Maybe that's just me, but
Absolutely. I'll say we get to the best one of them all here in a little bit.
talk about Gryla.
The Gryla. My party's doing great. Everything is and I'm down a member. Okay, I'm down 2 members. Okay.
I tried a new
great.
strat on Gryla the other day.
How'd that go?
Oh no, this is the one you already know about.
Oh.
And literally Gryla went, oh, that's cute. Crystal's gone on the first turn.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like, all right. How do I? Okay.
The one thing I meant to explain to you earlier, because if you notice in these days, if you get a glimpse of it as it whizzes by, you see Christmas Eve, the 18th now. We are stuck perpetually in Christmas Eve because Santa is not around. Time seems frozen. We cannot get to Christmas. So everything is just frozen in place. We're still getting through days. No one's repeating themselves, but also spontaneous reindeer.
I think this is gonna.
Like everyone knows the time is passing, but it's still locked as Christmas Eve without Christmas
Yes,
arriving.
like that classic Christmas carol, The 88 Days of Christmas.
Yes.
I will point out my favorite line regarding the how many days of Christmas are left when we get there. It's fantastic.
Yeah,
Game,
I'm waiting.
the game is aware. Like, here's something I will say about the entire Zabod catalog of games, which, if you're enjoying this game, A, go play it, B, go play the rest of the games by Zabod. They're all extremely affordable RPGs that you can put a lot of time into.
And they're very well written, too.
Yeah.
They are.
But one of my favorite things about their games, and all of them, is that they're very self-aware while they're making them, and the jokes in the games often make fun of themselves. and it's fantastic. Like the whole the game engine only allows for 5 enemies on the screen.
Mm.
That would be pointless to have another fight after that one. Like the game is not like they don't try to like I don't know. They make it very easy. It's or make fun of themselves.
Doesn't
about
take
their
itself
stuff.
terribly seriously.
Yeah. If you
absolutely.
play Cthulhu Saves the World, you end up encountering where in the very first dialogue before you get going, and sure, spoilers, but it's the first dialogue, guys. Where the narrator's basically telling you how to play the game, and Cthulhu's like, and you're like, and you hold this button to sprint, and like, Cthulhu's like, cool, I can finish this game in half the time and turn it back before it loses trade-in value. It's like, yeah, good luck with that. Like, the games are not even trying to hide what they're up to. Oh, that didn't work. Okay. It was a chance.
Yeah, there is an instance of Cthulhuverse. There absolutely is. This is the prequel to Cthulhu Saves the World, which is another fantastic game. But yeah, they have a lot of references that will pop in from the other games too. Other characters pop in constantly between the games.
What? What?
It is great that
What?
it will call.
What?
Ow.
So when you try to inflict a status on an enemy, they actually have a separate health bar that you can't see for status conditions. And so the effectiveness of your status condition is based on where that health bar is at. The reason I am currently making a lot of what noises is that I really should have been able to charm or disarm.
Mary Lude does not want any of it.
Apparently. All right. I shouldn't be surprised with the way the RNG. Charm yourself. Thank you. Oh.
So I should have said, and I'm sorry, I got caught up in all the other things we're talking about. At this point of the story, we had the reindeer that spontaneously showed up. Robbie the reindeer had crashed down to say that Mary Lude, the undead skeleton horse, has been mistreating them, and we have to go stop Mary Lude. That is why we're here, by the way. Sorry. That moment, we're like, I miss talking about the story for once. That's
You're
a first.
fine. But yeah, so I was usually at most I only have to do 2 charm attempts. That took 3, which is unheard of.
No, we do not have that. That is, you really do have bad RNG tonight.
I do, yeah. The game
I don't
is
know
like,
what your plans are for the
aha,
rest of the night,
here
but
are
I
your
would cancel all of
shenanigans.
them. Cancel all of them. Stay inside. Get a blanket and some hot cocoa. You know what? Don't get the hot cocoa. Something will go wrong. Just.
I'm gonna be honest. This is on par with how my entire week has gone at work.
No feels.
We're an adaptive
And
gym.
there we go. Mary Lou.
Adaptive is more than just the type of fitness that we provide.
Christmas Eve, the 23rd.
Expedition. Graveyard.
And all of the town scenes are honestly fantastic. So Graveyard's one place where we will see a reference to one of the other games.
Baba.
But like, there's a lot of throwbacks and little fun things about it. Baba Yaga's making a house that will also move itself and give you breakfast. Like the expeditions make fun of Final Fantasy Tactics. Like, we went out. I got a good feeling. I found something shiny. It's great. And at this point, we've basically been going on. They're getting confused as to where to go and what to do and what left to search for. And suddenly, cluck, cluck, the chicken on Baba Yaga's head decides to tell us where to go, which on its own right is confusing and concerning.
Because up to this point, Cluck Cluck was not a speaking character.
No.
Except to say, Pokak!
And so it has told us that currently everyone is gone. We don't know what's happening. We've entered into side dimension that currently the Christmas bells are ringing, trying to rejoin the two worlds and shatter just existence in general. So we have to go stop the Christmas bells.
And I will say, gonna get into this next fight. The next fight is quite possibly my favorite track on this entire soundtrack, and this entire soundtrack is good.
It is good.
So let me just make sure I understand this correctly. We're fighting Christmas bells, right?
Yes, the Bell Twins.
So the soundtrack is obviously going to be heavy metal.
Yeah.
Heavy.
Glorious.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No.
No, it was good.
No. No, it wasn't. Stop encouraging me.
No, it was delightful. We need
but
more.
it's also true.
It is? Wow.
Yeah, it actually is true. Oh, yeah. That's
the other reason I'm encouraging you is, yeah.
No, actually, yeah.
This is what happens with me. I make a smart-ass remark, and all of a sudden it turns out to be right.
Yeah. That's what and then I think either of us batted an eye. I was like, oh, yeah. No, it is. And here it is.
Yep. Nope. That's metal, man.
You can find it's called Carol of the Bells, and that's Bel. You can find it look for the one that says Carol of the Bells but louder. You're gonna want that one. Rude. So what I'm doing here, if you guys are like, why do you just have Baba resting over and over and over again? You're right, I do. So I'm raising Baba's chicken power so that when I do this next turn for Baba, so I'm gonna hit poison on this one that I'm not hitting as much. So now if you've noticed that the poison ticks have only been doing like 40, now they're doing like 150.
Definitely add up over time. On the same percentage, everything dies pretty quickly, such that poison, it's okay. It does some damage. In the insane run, I feels necessary, honestly. With the way the fights drag on, you really just need some soft damage ticking every turn.
Right now, Windows? Right now.
It's a time for a Windows update.
Apparently!
We've been trying to reach you about your computer's extended update requirement. Okay, I don't know where I'm going with that.
Now
Hey, you know what?
Now's the time
We're
for Windows
excited
11.
to have 2 grand prizes this year. Take This is offering a grand prize for anyone who wants to try their hand at streaming or upgrade their current setup. The prize includes a mic, keyboard, and headset. Any donation that you make during the marathon enters you into the drawing for that prize. And remember, every donation also goes to support mental health.
Sorry, I'm just laughing that Windows is really trying to update right now.
Yeah, no, this is the Windows Update percent run.
It is. It's going to be great. It's going to happen on Gryla, and I am going to laugh as we're all just sitting here and the game freezes, and then you just vanish. You're like, well, 'twas fun.
Not
Enjoy.
like the marathon where I lost a fight and accidentally reset the entire run.
I wasn't going to bring that up. We did have a reset percent. That did happen. That was yeah.
I am not afraid to admit when I have done dumb things. It just makes it funny.
Do we want to go ahead and admit too that it was on world record pace or no?
I wasn't gonna admit that part.
Oops.
Yeah, it was 100. We went back. We all went back and looked, and it was 100% on world record pace too.
It was one of those days where all the RNG fell in place. It was ooh,
That's why this game is now
good.
punishing me, I think.
You and I both felt it, and then it was just so So whenever we do, and if we do fall, and hopefully we don't fall again, but if it happens, you can look and see that underneath retry is now go to menu. And this game does have manual saves, so if you didn't save it, well, you hate to see it. We're getting low on the bell health. Yeah.
Windows Update, please go away. This is not the time.
Oh yeah, it's actually covering up part of the screen that I don't want it covering up.
Do you want 11?
So if you look at the screen right now, I'm just gonna tell you guys where it's at. If you look at the screen right now and you can see where the bar is that shows you like whose turn it is and who's coming up, it's covering up the bottom person.
There we go.
Oh, that's really convenient. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I'm like, I really would love for it to just go away, but here we are. Scroll down my notes
Oh
real
my
fast.
goodness.
Usually
Go for a
kinda-
beautiful day to the beach with Crystal.
Yes.
Yes, I got a good feeling.
Okay, go to the pet
Usually
store.
you have to pay extra for that. I mean,
Yeah.
You rescue this green cat. Don't ask questions.
Definitely not from another Zebot game. That'd be weird.
He's also not a cat. He kind of gets mad about that.
Sorry.
Don't ask. Don't ask. He was Cthulhu's college friend. All right, that's all you really need to know.
And his grades were perfect.
Wow.
I know. I'm sorry.
Wow. Telling me hours on
So
you.
you absolutely should not. Please don't.
I already know.
All right. Well. So as far as where we are in the story, at this point they've run out of options as to where to search for Santa, and they realize there's an abnormally large amounts of snow coming from the mountains and the cliffside. And so it's one of those moments where it's a fun thing of, are we really using a weather reference to go for this? Yeah, sure, why not? They even call themselves out on it. And so we just decided to roam into the caves and go check it out.
Can you pet the not cat? I wouldn't recommend it. Have you seen Captain Marvel? Did you look at the things that not cat could do? I wouldn't recommend petting the not cat unless the not cat very much allows you to, and he is sentient and speaks very well. So just saying. Did I get the other chest?
I'm gonna go with a solid maybe.
No, that's not it.
No.
No, it's on the screen. There it is.
Say I don't. There is one. I know that it's missing.
Okay, I'm good. This is fine. Sorry, this is one of the screens that I don't want to accidentally forget a chest. Some of them, it's not the end of the world. I'm looking at you, Tornado Pestle.
It definitely exists somewhere, possibly within the game. Oh, Tornado Pestle.
I finally found it eventually.
Yeah. So if you ever look at the notes for the sane percent and how to beat it, there's a fun little part in there. I don't know if it's been fixed yet or not.
No.
At one point in the game, it'll just tell you where all the items are that you need to go find. And one point, we'll just say equip Tornado Pestle that it never told you to get.
Yep.
It's a priceless one.
It's almost like the person that wrote the guide can't ever remember where it is.
oh, so it's the same guy who did the Final Fantasy IX one.
No, it was me. I wrote the
Mhm.
guide.
Oh,
So yeah, we go get guides from the other person. It's on their desktop.
No, we're not going to talk about those notes. We're not. Church is not here to defend himself about his open office notes.
Oh my goodness.
I did this wrong.
Welcome to Gryla.
I'm lucky at the moment.
No charm though.
I'm aware.
So this is Gryla, the infamous Gryla. Gryla, we've had some bad luck today. We've had some bad RNG. Gryla likes to eat bad RNG. Oh, that charm though?
I'll take that one.
Yeah.
No, don't do that button yet. I almost hit the insane button.
I was wondering if that's what you were talking about. Okay, so there is a mechanic that we don't really get to talk much about it in.
We'll be seeing it in this fight at some point.
Oh, okay. So in this, in insane percent or medium percent, whichever you choose to call it.
Maybe.
Okay, well, my crystal.
I'm changing my mind.
Yeah, same. That's Gryla. Crystal got Gryla'd. That is that is 140 damage. Okay. Gryla likes to just sometimes get some delicious bites in. Yeah. But no, there is a mechanic in this game. You do actually use it a lot in the easier percent runs. And that is called insane. And so with that, you basically end up doing more damage, but you take more damage. And all of the
You cause
Resistances get
the
reversed.
enemy that is insane to deal more damage.
Yeah. So like if we were to use that on Gryla will hit us harder, but we hit Gryla harder. Which Gryla nearly one-shots people now, so you can see how that goes on this difficulty. It's not something we can do unless it's getting toward the end, basically. Because, yeah, it gets scary. But like with the resistances, if the enemy was weak to fire, if they were insane, then they're actually weak to ice. Things like that get swapped around.
I don't know how I'm gonna make this work.
A little bit of luck. The thing that you don't seem to have today. I believe.
Uh-huh.
Yep. That is a big beefy hit. Okay, we got 6,900 to go through. It's gonna take a little bit, but we through the power of friendship. All right, well, maybe not the power of friendship.
Ship rhymes with what we were about to say.
There's a reason I'm not saying a whole lot, because I'm trying to not say lots and lots of words I probably shouldn't.
Oh, good stun though.
I have one other idea. Doing it.
Oh, there's that beefy hit. So yeah, it's casual chomp for 230. So as you can see, the sprite has changed over. All right, we are at negative health. If there is a status condition called
Unstoppable.
Unstoppable, thank you. I almost said unstable. I was like, that is not it. Unstoppable. Basically, you can go into negative health. Ooh, nice charm. You can go into negative health, but basically, if you end the turn still with minus HP, then you end up dying. So it can allow you to hang on for just a little bit longer. Particularly nice if with the healers and things like that, where you can get a little heal off and save yourself for one more turn. You know, unfortunately, I don't get to see it that much in this run, just because the hits are already so hard that if you're in the minus, it's already pretty bad. The bright side of the game is after Gryla, it tends to be I'm going to say this lightly, tends to be, you know, a nice downhill ride afterwards. Generally. Gryla is normally I would consider to be is kind of your run killer. It's the one where things get a little scary, it gets a little hectic. Also the most fun though.
Yes.
Nice 1400 hit.
Yeah, it's very good.
I know, I've got to jinx it, We'll see what happens next fight.
Yeah, we're not saying the other fights are pushovers,
No, definitely.
but this definitely tends to be the hardest fight. Just because there's a couple of abilities that we'll get at the end of this one that kind of make the other ones a little bit more doable. Again, by no means is it an answer of
Yeah.
you're gonna be fine, but it's just gonna hurt a little bit less.
Right. We eventually get the nice little ability for Crystal to be able to heal everyone,
No.
not just one person. Someday.
Sorry, I was debating if I wanted to,
I'm like in the charm.
it's
Nice.
a risky second charm attempt.
Yeah. So the bright side too of this game is you can actually see the enemy's health anytime you go and hover over them. It's a little bit hard to see when speedrunning it because you are just blitzing by it so quickly. But that is the one thing, if you're like soft and casually playing this game, like it's you know exactly how much further you've got to go.
And that's true of any game by Zabod. It's not just
True.
unique to this one. Okay, next turn. Next turn, we're going for it. We're all in.
Ooh,
We're going all in.
doing it. All right, and we've gone insane. All right, hefty hit, and that's tasty Baba Yaga.
Chicken nuggets.
Ooh. It is canonical. Like, it works with the story. In this part of the story, Gryla actually just wants to eat Baba Yaga. Oh, 2400, getting closer. Oh, we didn't need him anyways. That's fine. You only got like 800 or so left. There it is. There we go. Gryla down. Easy coasting. Okay, maybe not. Christmas Eve the 38th. Playing hockey, which naturally you just attack the people on the ice. Honestly, that's still my favorite little cutscene. Yay, hockey. I love hockey. And he just runs out there and just starts hitting people. And starts attacking passerbys. Like, that's not hockey. 42nd.
I don't know. I live in Pittsburgh. I've seen some Penguins games that look pretty close to that.
Ain't that the truth?
Right? Okay. This is fine. Everything's fine. So this next menu is going to be a little bit more important to not make mistakes.
Definitely. And at this point, they have now gotten completely lost. They're not quite sure where to go, as is tradition. And at this point, the game kind of even notes itself. As predicted, someone will just randomly come up with the perfect location to go, and Crystal does. And it's to, what is it? Tenenbaum. That's what it is. Tenenbaum, the Christmas tree. It's like Yggdrasil, if it were Christmas themed.
And the map isn't totally Yggdrasil at all. I mean, what?
No, totally,
So-
definitely not.
This game came out shortly after Cosmic Star Heroine, which would have been the most ambitious game that they had made to date. Now, one thing I'd like to mention as I talk about this, Zabod is a two-person company. It's a two-man development team. They're fantastic. They're very active with their community, everything else. I really do appreciate the guys. But there's two of them. And they've made all of these fantastic games. So, after they came back, they finished Cosmic Star Heroine, which has been this incredibly ambitious process. They were understandably exhausted. And so when they went to make this one, still tired, they decided to reuse a lot of assets. There are a few assets that are created just for this game, but all of the maps are actually reskins from previous games that they had made. So, sometimes the locations seem a little odd by choice. Yeah, it's probably because they were trying to figure out how to make this reskin work.
And it's great. So as we're approaching toward the end of the map, we'll have another big equipment swap screen before facing off on not quite the last fight.
Frozen one, skating cloak. Sure.
What are we missing something?
Yeah.
Oh, of course.
Multiple somethings. This is fine. Of course,
While
I'm
we look
missing the
into that-
mistress again. Yeah,
And yeah,
go ahead.
Reaper. I believe it is both of those, yeah. From Saves the World and Cosmic Star Heroine, yeah.
While we look into that, I just wanted to remind everybody that if you want to catch Take This Live, they do that every Monday at 3:30 to 5:30 p.m. Pacific on their Twitch, twitch.tv/takethisorg. You can see them playing games featuring clinical and ridiculous commentary from Dr. Kelly Dunlap and Dr. B. Take This Talks Dev with Eve Crevichet, Take This Talks Community with Dr. Rachel Cowart or Dr. Sarah Hayes, and sometimes even a mental health AMA, which does not stand for American Medical Association, it stands for Ask Me Anything. You can see the full description on Take This Community Resources website. You can just type the ! Resources in chat, and this looks like the Krampus.
Yeah.
It is indeed. We have tracked down Santa, and he's being held captive by Krampus, trying to steal Christmas. And so at the time, we think we have found the head of the Christmas League of Evil to put a stop and save Santa and save Christmas. Or will we? And so, yeah, here it is. Honestly, it's not too difficult to fight. It is just going to be a lot of HP and a lot to burn through. So we whittle away on Krampus. The bright side now is we do have Crystal Witch and Dull Rain, which is a nice little healing move for the party. So yeah, we're in a lot better position where it's not nearly as bad as... Okay, just go ahead and get your health flow, Crystal, while I say it's not as bad. You're doing great.
The only hit point that matters is the last one.
Yes.
Well, even then, sometimes that doesn't matter in this game.
True. Get a nice
But nobody has this little like
unstoppable.
halo on their heart, so it's not as Okay. Yes. I have a plan.
Oh, plans are being made. Krampus has a plan of just pelting you with fireballs.
Yeah, that's
I
kind
like
of
Krampus's plan.
what he does. Ash, are you ready for the next fight though?
I am. I wish Church were here for it. Not me, casually not knowing how to pronounce names. That would be... Imagine. So as it's been alluded to, yeah, this is not our last fight, unfortunately. Spoilers, unfortunately, on that one, but... yeah. It is a fun fight, though. Just a lot of HP to burn through, so we're gonna slowly whittle away on that one. I haven't quite seen... Oh, we got like 8,000 to go.
Like, actually, we're making some nice steady progress.
Yeah, definitely.
We might go all in here in a moment. Whenever I say that, it's like Ash is following along with what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
It's the idea that I'm just gonna go ahead and cause insanity and roll with it. Knowing that once I do that, it's kind of just a minefield at that point of maintaining.
And given time, if the RNG goes a little haywire, then it's just hard to come back from.
But once I do, basically Cthulhu has a reusable ability that's going to continuously do more and more damage. So this turn will disappear.
That's one thing when you're working on the insane percent versus the sane percent. Insane, you can just blast things kind of whenever you want. It's okay. You can just keep hitting with the dark heavy hitting attack and just kind of delete things as you go. And this one we have to be very, very careful about it. But once we do have it, then it's nice because we can just keep pelting and rapidly wrap up the fight. I think you're getting real close at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, like one or two more hits.
Mm-hmm.
There it is.
There we are. Krampus defeated. Santa saved, right? No, but wait. It's
But
time
wait,
for
there's
an
more.
old god to get joined by
Nyarlathotep.
Yeah.
No, I got it.
Oh.
I gotta remember the song. Nyarlathotep.
Oh.
Well, he's charmed now, so.
Aw. And he's so happy.
Yes.
Nyarla, I had not heard actually. Nyarlathotep. No.
A song by the Darkest of the Hillside Thickets from the concept album The Shadow Out of Tim.
The Shadow
Really-
Out of Tim. Okay.
Yes.
Just making sure I hear that right.
No, absolutely. I'm gonna go find this later.
Send to me when you find it.
Yeah.
It's on most of the streaming platforms. It is basically a rock opera retelling of The Shadow Out of Time.
That is great. I will be looking this up for sure. But yeah, as far as
Rain. Go
the
ahead.
fight now, like that is the whole thing with Krampus. Is that's why Krampus in the last one is he's okay. He does some damage, but it's not too scary. Is because basically we just are refighting Krampus all over again. He acts the same way, only now he's joined by Nyarlathotep, who does a lot of AoEs. And so now between the AoEs that are constantly ramping up and slowly doing more damage, mixed with Krampus trying to kind of pick off one party member, now it can get a little scary at times. But you should kind of be cautious of it, keeping regions going, HP kind of topped off. And it becomes another one of those just kind of plowing through their very large health bars. Because it is a lot of health to burn through.
So I'm like making noise to myself, trying to think through this whole
Yeah, totally.
thing.
And this is the part where I feel bad because I'm like, comments. We are slowly just kind of whittling down on HP. Every little bit matters.
It's a great time out there if you would like to donate and get your donation read on stream. This is a great moment for it because there's not a whole lot of run left.
Yeah,
It's true.
definitely. If you want to do that, the exclamation point donate in chat will tell you how to do that. You can also hit exclamation point merch for the merch links. And you definitely want to get some of these incentives in. Sky Gunner,
Yes.
we're still waiting for more of that. Oh, good
Sorry.
shot.
Sorry, I got excited.
We also have a incentive here, $200, and we will rescue the princess in the upcoming Dragon Quest run, which that, I believe, is tomorrow.
Ooh, good game.
Most everything
good
is
game.
tomorrow, aside from the things that are on Saturday. So,
Indeed.
yeah. That's usually how weekends work.
But who needs the weekend when you've got virtual highlight on a Thursday?
Please,
I need the
if
weekend,
you're
please.
enjoying this run, please stay for Virtual Highlight. I am so excited about this. Like, I think I got more excited when I was looking at the schedule that Virtual Highlight was A, on the schedule, and B, right after my run, than I even was that I was in the marathon.
I can confirm. I definitely got a message. Yo, did you see what comes after us? Like, no way.
I am the first person that when somebody's like, oh no, I've never seen Virtual Highlight, I don't know anything about it, I'm like, oh, it's time to watch a run. And I will dig up whatever one I have watched most recently, like we're watching this one.
Yep.
And like all of my friends who have now seen, I think, every speed run of Virtual Highlight that's been done at every marathon is now like, no, we're good. We need, okay, we're watching this, aren't we?
I still think the first time I watched it, my response to you was, how do I get my time back? Like, I don't know if I want it back, but I think I do, but I'm not entirely certain.
beautiful.
It was beautiful. It really is. It
And I
is
know there's somebody who's
glorious.
currently questioning everything about why they want to stay for Virtual Highlight. It's because you want to
Should.
understand why we love it.
There's so many things I want to say, but I don't want to spoil a moment. And you didn't need
That
crystal.
might hurt.
That is, yeah,
I'm
that
not
is.
sure
That
I was
is.
quite ready for that one.
Worried?
But I think I'm gonna make it.
Yeah, because Krampus's hits are starting to get pretty hefty. Yeah, it is best played in seconds per frame. It is absolutely glorious. There's so much I want to say. I'm like, I know, let me not. I don't want to spoil a moment. Okay. We probably got, yeah, Gnarly that probably, I think, will die of poison. There he is. So he's got a few thousand left on Krampus, who's decided that you should do that without Cthulhu.
Yeah. Yeah, he did.
Absolute perfection. Was 29. All right, we're. It's up. Oh, living from the defense up.
Jason LaRose, we really don't want people to try playing Virtual Highlight. We want them to watch it because that's coming up. Because there are only so many Sega Saturns left in the world. And if you play Virtual Highlight on them, you'll probably wind up throwing it through a wall.
That's how. That is how we lose the Sega Saturn.
But if you're having trouble with
Solid
anger
heal.
management, which is a joke I just realized probably shouldn't have made, take this. Seeks to decrease Sigma and increase support. I can speak. See, the crawling chaos on the screen there just kind of robbed me of my intelligence there for a minute. Take
understand.
this. Seeks to decrease stigma and increase support for mental health among game makers and players, and can get you to a point where you can accept the glory that is Virtual Highlight deep into your heart.
I almost had it.
That was so close. I didn't want to say anything. Oh. So what you mean, like it's one of those, it's not so bad, but the longer it goes on, that damage ramps up, and it ramps up, and it slowly ramps up to the point of it gets. So yeah, highly recommend. Definitely come try the speedrun yourself. It is great. It is fun. It really is.
If you
And
if
that's
you
where
enjoy that having a game where every run is going to be unique, if you enjoy the idea that you can't control every element, but you actually have to stop and react to what's happening in the game, please come give this game a try. And not just this game, but this category. Even in the main version of this game, you do have a certain amount of you have to react, not on the same level, that it's still fun and engaging. I highly recommend it. It's a lot of fun, and the game is just goofy, and you don't have to worry about hurting yourself because there's a macro to enjoy it too.
Yeah. Your wrists will thank you. It's fantastic, because otherwise, fingers, wrists, all that, it will just cramp up from not having the macro and trying to spam Z and shift and all those things at the same time. I
And
tried
there's
it once,
been-
and I said never again.
Yeah, and there's been a lot of work done on guides and notes and whatnot from me, from Church and Sarge, who actually ran the game before I did and kind of got me started in it. That there's so much information that we've pulled together and research that the two of us have done that nobody has to come in and figure it all out. Like, we have the stuff to help you. That just come give it a try. Promise.
Yeah.
This is a lot of fun. Even as I'm sitting here watching like things go wrong, I'm also sitting here with a smile on my face. Because it's just
Honestly, same though.
I'm laughing about how bad the RNG has been because I haven't had RNG like this in a very long time of cleaning up this category.
Absolutely. And you get the music, which is an absolute bop to go with it. Feels on that one. It's my job, Za. I have to curse everything.
There's a video of I was doing a marathon run, and you have Ash had continuously been saying you've got this, and it kept like getting worse and worse. And so then Church starts chiming in with, "You don't have this, you don't have it." Just trying to like
at the point where
reverse
I
the
yeah, that's at the
curse.
point where I say, don't make me get the duct tape out.
Absolutely. That moment was absolutely priceless, though. We tried just a few thousand to go. It's gonna be great. It's fantastic. You don't give up.
I felt bad for anybody that was like coming in at that point. Like, why are they putting the runner down? Don't worry about it. I'm having to redo my debates because Crystal is down, so...
Yeah.
Again. Crystal, please.
She
yeah.
does seem partial toward, getting hit with fireballs.
This. And a little bit of
Image,
that.
my only weakness. How did you know?
And what is his health at? None of us know. 6.
6,000 on the left.
62 for Yarla.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I make lots of random noises when processing information.
No, absolutely.
Especially in situations like this where it's like, well, I could do this or I could do that. Okay, he's not as far behind this time.
Yeah.
I did a couple extra things this time around to help kind of balance them out. And it looks like it paid off. Alright, so now after this turn, we're going to... maybe? Them both. You're gonna heal yourself. Thank you.
Living is good. Yeah.
We're gonna do this. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do this. And we're gonna do this.
Ah, we're going for it.
Nope. Okay. This is fine.
Yeah. I know what 500 on the left. Oof. Oh, one down. On your side as well. And there was a 243 hit.
Rude. So
Yeah.
very rude.
Oh, and then I like that Krampus immediately takes it out on Crystal.
Of course.
As is, you can probably see on these, it is once Crystal ends up getting a little bad RNG, the run can go a little rough quickly. Crystal is kind of your primary healer. Baba does have a little bit of healing that they can do.
Baba can heal Baba.
Yeah. Baba take care of Baba.
Bell can
Bell's like,
heal anybody, but he also then makes them more likely to get hit.
I was gonna say his comes with the price. For anyone has seen that he does a little taunt up whenever he heals, so it's here's your health. Also, go ahead and take a few more hits. It is indeed chicken up. Yes, that's Baba Yaga. So we can explain that again. Oh,
Yes.
we got time.
We have time.
Yes. That is our character Baba Yaga. She behaves very differently from all the other characters. She has chicken power from Cluck Cluck. So basically certain abilities that you do, be it resting or the self-heal, a couple of different items too can interact with it throughout the game. But she gains chicken power over time, and a lot of her abilities will use chicken power. Predominantly, the main one that we use in this one is to do really hefty poisons. So the higher chicken power that Baba has, the harder hitting the poison will be for single target poisons. And so it's kind of in the beginning, a lot of the fights, you'll see Baba Yaga just kind of defends a little bit to get chicken power up, and then we'll unleash just a big heavy hitting poison. And then whenever calculating the unites, which the unite moves, I never really properly explained that the way they are and why they're a unite move is it's basically two characters working together. So like you've got a move that's Cthulhu and Crystal. You've got a move that's Cthulhu and Baba Yaga, or Crystal and Belsnickel. Everyone has their own little combined move together. And so whenever you combine Baba Yaga, chicken power is accounted for how much damage those unite moves as well. Yes, and that's where whenever you follow Baba Yaga's story in the game regularly, her whole thing is trying to make a big chicken house. So you can have a house that will be mobile and gives you breakfast at the same time. It is a fantastic one. She's a great character.
We're only at 183.
It's like there we spent our chicken power to really boost up the poison damage and gnarl with that. So now they go from taking 50 to 60 damage a turn from poison to 250 to 300.
Jason LaRose is asking if there is chicken ether. If there is, I think it would be called chicken stock, don't you think?
Oh. My mind is very set on Pokemon, so all I'm thinking too is Cluck Cluck, use stockpile. Stockpile 1. Stockpile 2. Oh my goodness.
I don't think I'm going to be allowed to commentate anymore.
I appreciate it. More puns, the better.
I'm like aware that you guys are making puns and unable to process them at the same time.
That's okay. You're busy doing your thing.
If it helps you, I held back saying more puns, the butter.
I'm going back to focusing on some numbers for a minute.
Well, we can't crack her concentration like this.
This is the moment that I would, at least Ashes understands of, because of who my partner is, you're gonna have to try harder.
This is true. This is very, very true. Well, and I've heard y'all watched a really, really great horror movie recently.
I don't want to talk about that movie. You know it's bad when I'm sitting there watching this movie going,
no.
What am I even... What? Huh? Like, it's just bad.
Now I'm kind of curious as to what movie that was.
I can send it to you later. I don't remember the name of it off the top of my head.
Oh, I can get this. The Outwaters.
The
That's what it was.
Outwaters?
Yes.
Just one word.
I know. Great name. If it's any help, I know when watching the trailer, I definitely finished it and went, I want that time back. And not in a good way.
The review that we found at the end of it was like, all right, this is the review. I'm not going to. But it was the only 1-star review, and at the end of it, Haru and I were both just like, yep, that is the accurate review of the movie. This is gonna hurt. Goodness gracious.
4 HP in a dream.
Do I have? I do have.
Vulnerability. You do have vulnerability.
No, right now I can jolly laugh on repeat.
Yeah.
So I can keep Belle alive with that.
Oh my gosh. I'm appreciating all of the puns right now. Don't need them to read them to you, so you can enjoy them as well.
Only if it will keep Belschnickel alive.
I've appreciated them all. Excellent points all around.
Not quite.
Oh, vulnerable. Yeah. Oh. Okay, there was a 3,700. Okay. Only 3K to go. You can jolly laugh through the pain.
No lie,
Yeah.
as slow as this is, that's kind of my plan.
I actually think this is a solid plan. Actually, believe it or not, we are hitting for
Just
183
wait him
a
out
turn.
with the
Honestly, I think a viable strategy was born this day.
I'm very sorry for how slow this is.
Oh, yes, the double turns. That is, yes.
This is an excellent plan that you've had. I'll shut up now.
This is worse than most Gryla attempts.
No, actually, I'm with Zaw. I might have couch cursed. I might have just a little bit. Remember that time that Gryla was the scary one? Pepperidge Farm remembers. Well, oh, look, I'm sorry.
All right, Za, we know we're blaming Ash for this, right?
Okay, this is the one. This is the marathon.
So yeah, this is...
Blame has been accepted and assigned.
I take it.
Once we get past this fight, I know. We're gonna be really close to time. We just have to make it past this fight. Brain function, yeah.
Since we have some time,
No, we have a lot of time. What you got?
Take This has traveled to different conventions such as PAX, MagFest, and TwitchCon to reach out to the gaming community about mental health issues via informative panels. And in fact, the $5,050 that we've got has been a half of a timeout room, or what is the room that they call? I should know this because I totally read the instructions.
Isn't it the AFK room?
AFK room, yes. This is the half of the AFK room, yes. So we definitely appreciate all of the help, and we could use a lot more because we need to get that $10,000. We want to make sure that we have a lot of we have a great success for Take This. And while we're doing that, you can also contribute to some incentives, including the Phantasy Star 4 party. Would be Chaz, Rika, Rune, and I think Grace is the last one, versus Team Demi, Rika, Alice, and I'm not sure who the other one is. But yeah, that's a competition going on. We have the naming incentive for Final Fantasy Mystic Quest. That's still wide open with Alf and Magus both tied at, for the lead, along with the other three options because they're all at 0. And we are also looking for to reach that voice the cutscenes milestone for Skygunner tomorrow. We need $300 to hit that milestone. We definitely want that to happen. So.
And if you want your donation to be read, donate now because we've got plenty of time.
And I promise I'll actually pronounce it correctly. I can't actually promise that. Especially if you give me something really weird.
What about a small town in Wales?
Ash.
No, see, I know that one. I only need to read one letter and this after it. No, I'm not going to do that. I think I had that in 7th grade.
There it is.
Yeah, there we go.
Somebody actually put it in chat for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know what? They didn't put it in a donation, so I don't have to read it.
Quick, somebody.
No, I always laugh because every time we get to Gnarlithep, I'm like, you know what? I'm still trying to learn that one versus trying to learn Gnarlithep. Which that was just a big throwback to, I think, the first time we were ever doing this. It was like, yeah, and we have Gnarlithep. Just couldn't do it that day. Lordy.
It actually became a lot easier, and I'm actually kind of impressed that you guys aren't going for the reference to the anime where Nyarlathotep is a cute anime girl, and I think it's like Crawling Chaos Nyarko-chan or something.
What anime?
That is exactly what it is.
Now
yeah.
I have. Okay. I'm sorry. The name is what? Crawling Chaos.
Nyaruko-chan. Nya. Yeah. Crawling with Love. There we go. Alphonse has it.
Please do, Alphonse.
Alphonse, can you throw that in my DMs, please?
Yeah.
I know you know where to find them.
I am hearing it is going to be anime night.
You're welcome, and I'm sorry.
I'm looking forward to it.
You're over here like, I'm surprised they're not making this reference, and now we're both up here going, what?
Thank you for my new weekend plans.
Okay, we
Sorry,
do
Jade.
have a $20 donation from Jason LaRose. Okay. Let me see if I can actually get this up big enough to read because I am old and cannot read little ones. In honor of a Cthulhu-themed speedrun,
Yes. Bless you. Gesundheit.
Thank you. I actually needed to clear my throat before I could say that. And then we have a $5 donation from Hi Alfie with, and this is the one that I'm going to go for. Let's see here. Lanfair Pulguin Gulagagrich and word Rob Will Anticilio Gagat Gutch.
It's pretty close, I think. And 5. Oh, shit, I can't do it now. Oh.
Well, we do thank you for those donations. Keep them coming so that I can continue to embarrass myself and shame my vocal coach.
That was beautiful, though. I
I'm very proud of
appreciate
you
it.
for trying.
I never let it be said that I'm not up for a challenge. I did take 3.5 years of Japanese language in college, and
Oh, jealous.
here's the funny thing.
Huh?
Everybody thinks I'm, having a seizure when I mention the name of my teacher, who was the sweetest, nice old lady, Takabatake sensei. And it's just one of those things. It's like people are like, wait, is that a word? Yes, it's a name. Why is it a name? Because she's German.
Ah,
No, she's not. You couldn't see me do the whole Willy Wonka, lean on the thing
yeah.
before I did that. His voice is
Yay.
such a.
I want different
No,
abilities.
But that's you're asking for way too much luck right now.
I'm
We've seen how
ask-
today's going.
Yeah. I feel how today's going.
Um,
I'm
no,
starting
I am
crazy by
always-
marathon estimates.
oh, that's where it feels bad. But I was gonna say, I'm always very, very jealous of those that actually kind of master another language. I took 4 to 5 years of French, and I still feel like I can't speak any of it, and it's so upsetting. A lot of it was just from lack of practice and not having anyone to really practice with at the time.
I have a screenshot that I saved because I was reaching out to the French Restream about helping out with an event, and I approached them in French because I speak an amount of French. And they responded by telling me that my French was perfect, but we could speak in English.
Yeah. So
I was just very, very proud that they were like, your French is perfect, but we know you're going to be more comfortable in English. But the fact that I was told by the French Restream that my French is perfect, I'll take it. That's like, high praise right there, right?
It does tend to be a nice little boost to the confidence.
Yeah. Yeah.
Crystal is
Napping.
doing the floor inspection for this
Yep.
run, I think. Yeah.
That's why the carpet is there, though. Thankfully, it looks nice, soft, comforting, welcoming.
We have another donation of $20
Yeah.
from Jason LaRose. Here's a tough one. Pronounce graphics interchange format.
Is Zahn
And I'm
Haru in the
just gonna
chat
mark
or
that one
something?
done.
Graphics?
I am just gonna mark that one done, because I did.
I appreciate that immensely.
I'm over here just wondering if Zah and Haru are in the chat suddenly.
No, absolutely, definitely a forte. She wants to be her best dragoon.
Just wants to
No, that is beautiful. I'll give you a gift. We can go watch Jordians of the Galaxy. That's what Choosy Moms choose. Thank you for that. Oh my goodness. Mm-hmm.
This is a thing that is happening.
They really don't want this to happen.
Hey, I'm missing two pieces of equipment, and that's hurting a lot.
Yeah.
I'm very aware of what equipment I'm missing.
Oh, that vulnerable. That's spicy. Deciding to hit Baba Yaga, saving Belschnickel for now.
Did that say 2,800?
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty
Not
good.
gonna be enough.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There goes Cthulhu.
The vulnerable's gonna hurt.
Many
In the
turns.
rapid fire of turns,
Ouch.
yeah. So yeah, as we said, with this game, you can look forward to some fun RNG. The fight's ramping up as you go, and as we can progress toward the later part of the game, because there's another fight that follows up after. Yeah, that's what we're talking about. You see it does the slow ramp, and you can just kind of see it coming. You're like, oh, this is gonna, yeah, that's gonna be,
I do promise that this actually is fun. It's just being a little mean.
That's being very mean.
All good. I am getting the mercy kill though.
No, absolutely.
I understand because
Understandably
it has
so.
been the worst RNG, and I know I'm quite over. So I'm just poking at it because I can't quit the game until I finish the fight. But you guys can go ahead and do an outro and all of that.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we do thank you, Alphena, for enduring. And hey, this might be the one. I don't know. But we do thank you, and we thank everybody who's donated so far. I'm still sticking around, and I hope everyone else does too for Virtual Highlight. But why don't we just finish up here with finding out who you wonderful people are one more time and where you can be found.
So my name is Alphena. You can find me at twitch.tv/Alphena, Alphena. I stream occasionally when I have the time, which lately isn't as much, but you'll find me doing a lot of these beautiful, beautiful Cthulhu Saves speedrun games, as well as other Zabot games. It's a lot of fun, and I enjoy them a lot.
And hi, I'm Ash vs. the World. I guess you can find me on Twitch, the same name. Yeah, I actually don't do a lot of speedruns other than I've done Table Manners in the past or Pet the Pup at the Party. So mostly joke games. But no, I play just a lot of other games like that, Pokemon and Dead by Daylight and things like that. So I just do cozy times. That's all I do.
All right. Well, thank you both. And I think we've all learned something here.
RNG is not my friend.
I've learned about a great game. You guys have learned about an anime that has struck your interest. And we've all learned about the power of friendship.
Absolutely. And the game wasn't spoiled. You can go enjoy it for yourself.
Yeah.
There you go.
There you go. You have something to look forward to play. So we thank you very much, and we will be back very shortly with Virtual Highlights. So thank you guys, and stay tuned.